Hello, welcome to Buddy Eye. Buddy Eye is a love letter to the games we already know, the masterpieces we couldn't fairly review, in an attempt to relive those challenging moments for our own personal video game Disney Vault experiences that we generally had alone. AJ and Connor bring those games that matter to us and see if those experiences individually are shared. Most importantly, we ask if the game still holds up since the first time we played. Before we go any further, I should say that this is your spoiler alert. I won't refrain from explaining the story of this game for as long as we played it. So, if you want to know what happens in the first 2 hours, refrain from watching this one. Fallout is a massive universe spreading across over 6 games and multiple expansions and spin-off titles. The story is set in a post-apocalyptic world that has sprung into a nuclear war in the 1950s. All of the Fallout games center around a lone wanderer, usually from a vault, which has been used to protect the population from a nuclear strike. In Fallout 4, you are a simple person that has been cryogenically frozen for an undisclosed amount of time. Your significant other has been killed in front of you, and your only son has been taken, in the longest game opening ever. Your main goal is to find your son and reunite the only family that you have in the Commonwealth. One of the reasons why I love this game so much and this series so much is the freedom of it. There's always a tutorial type first mission that you can follow, but you can literally just F off and do whatever you want. You can go left instead of right. You can become a bad guy instead of a good guy. You can do all that stuff. And Fallout 4 in particular has multiple endings and lets you make a lot of decisions that really change the world around you. You can take out whole landmarks by the end of the game. It's very fun to see this world that has been shaped by you particularly. And that's something I really enjoy about Fallout 4 in particular. Another amazing thing about this game is that you can spend as little or as much time as you want looking around. Like me, I open up every single box and search every nook and cranny for loot. I'm always trying to get more money, and I hoard it like nobody's business. AJ's the same way, except for he also reads things too. He goes up to the terminals and he will read all the notes. Something I generally don't do for the entire game, but AJ enjoys it for the world building. And Fallout actually rewards players for reading everything on a terminal. It gives hints left from a writer who has died long ago. And it makes the playtime longer, but it does also, like I said, do a lot of world building as well, immersing you even further into this post-apocalyptic world, in this universe, and the Commonwealth. AJ's journey through the first steps of the game were fun to watch and enjoy, reminding me of when I first played the game and had to learn everything for the first time. It was really interesting to see his play style and how certain things were almost second nature to me. Someone who has played multiple Fallout games before, I know where to look. I've also played Fallout 4 a lot, so I know what boxes to look into and what not. It doesn't have anything in it, all that different stuff. And AJ even walked right past the first weapon because he just didn't know it was there because he's never played the game before, which makes total sense. And I just took it for granted that oh yeah, you should see the baton, right? But again, that's me knowing where it is and having played the game multiple times and played multiple characters. So it's just little things I took for granted, I guess, playing. But AJ being completely new to the franchise and the game as a whole, didn't know anything at all. What boxes. It was just funny that when he got out of the vault, he walked past every single box. And I was just laughing my butt off, and he didn't. I think he was getting him upset, but I ended up telling him, and he went back and got the stuff. It was just really. I just found it very comical. I don't think he didn't enjoy it though. I think he had a good time with the game. But you know what? Let's just bring him in, and we'll see what he thinks. We'll just ask him. Hey AJ, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate that you're here right now, so we can talk about Fallout a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. You just want me to grab a chair here? Or?
Yeah. If you could just sit down. Actually, not next to me. I like to have the desk in between.
I was gonna sit on your lap. It's a good thing you said something because I was on my way to your lap right now.
Yeah. Yep. They usually do. I have a very plump lap.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, so the reason why we're here, Fallout 4, right? The first thing I wanted to ask was just kind of like what you thought of it. What were your like very first impressions playing the game, and like how you took it?
So, like, my first thoughts playing the game is I was expecting exactly what I got. I've seen enough of Fallout to know what was coming, but I still had a lot of fun. And like, we had to stop in the middle of our recording session, and you needed a little bit more of me playing, so I couldn't play it right away without you there, and I was upset about that. And now I'm stuck at some raid that I can't finish, and I just keep dying, and I haven't played it since. So
That sounds like Fallout.
it feels like Bethesda games in general for me, because that's exactly what happened with Skyrim.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. Okay, awesome. So you enjoyed the game a little bit. What specifically did you like enjoy, and like what were some features that like maybe you didn't know or like understand or really like? Anything you didn't like about the game?
So like something that caught me by surprise, I had no idea, even through like watching and watching you play this game. It's like my main contact through it all those years ago. But I think the biggest surprise for me is the base building. That is insane, and I want a game that's just that, and not so much of the rest of the Fallout stuff. I just want to build like a Diamond City,
Yeah.
and run it.
Yeah, I think the DLCs like really go into that a lot more.
Well, I'll have to beat the game. As far as things I don't like is there is like, it doesn't feel like it's a game that's made for combat, and it kind of
Yeah.
straddles this line between here do a lot of combat and we don't want you to do combat at all.
Yeah, I feel that. Especially, well, it's a good thing we played Fallout 4 because they've kind of like made that a little bit first-person shootery thing a little bit better. But in Fallout 3, like you need to use the whole VAT system. Like that is very integral to the entire game. Like you can't like actually aim and down any sights at all. You have to do center mass, like no headshots at all. Like you can't see anything. So they made it a lot better even in Fallout New Vegas. So that yeah, I agree. That the combat can be a little crazy, and it's kind of like trial and error. Like you're 1 to 3 people at most, or like one person and a dog going up against 30 people inside of this place, and some of them have grenades and rocket launchers, and it's like okay. And there's turrets.
Fun.
Like yeah, it's like let's try to make it through this entire thing just by myself, completely by myself. Sometimes I might have power armor, that might help, but like yeah, I do understand how the odds are very much stacked against you in this game a lot.
I have fun with that type of gameplay in Skyrim, where like melee is a very good other option, and
Yeah.
I think Fallout could easily have been a melee based combat game, or like Fallout 4 anyways.
Yeah.
So it just kind of feels like gun Skyrim.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree too that like you could. I've tried to do melee a few different times, but it is so hard.
You don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Exactly. Everybody's got a gun, so you have to be really fast and just run up to them and kill them all. But everybody's running away, and then again, you get people with grenades and all different kinds of shit. It's just weird.
I mean, honestly, it feels like Bethesda would make a really good Star Wars game.
Yeah, Bethesda would probably make a pretty good Star Wars game now that they're owned by Xbox, who has control of that shit, right?
Nope.
No, never mind.
I think EA just put their stuff into Game Pass, but EA is still its own thing entirely, and they're currently the ones with the Disney license for Star Wars.
We just got Squadrons, so I mean, probably don't need another new.
I'm gonna do
Star
like a
Wars
solo
game for a
two
little
guys one game on Squadrons.
I mean, I'm probably gonna get it. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It looks all right.
I definitely have like. Anyways, Fallout 4.
Fallout 4, yes. We'll go into some more of this. What do you think? Do you think you'll play this game after our time with it? Like, obviously, you've played it a little bit more and you've talked about that, but like, I guess more so, not so much this one, since this Buddy Eye is kind of about Fallout as a series, since we only played 4. But would you be open to try like the third one and then play all the way through that and then do New Vegas or try a different Fallout game?
I probably wouldn't play. I'd play Fallout New Vegas because I like Obsidian games and I really liked Outer World.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play Fallout 3 or before that, and I will probably finish Fallout 4 just because I'm already in it, and it's definitely that type of game where you can kind of just throw yourself into it for every so often until you get to the situation where I am now, where it's like I can't progress anymore. I just need to walk away, and then I will progress the first try as soon as I get back.
Exactly.
That's just how it works.
Just take a break from it and come back. Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Just based on everything I've heard about, people talk about the Skyrim games or the Elder Scroll games before Skyrim. People do not talk about any Fallout game before Fallout New Vegas, is kind of my justification for that.
Fallout 3 was really good. I like Fallout 3. That's what made me fall in love with the series. But yeah, New Vegas was also really good. It fixed a lot of things, made it more streamlined, and definitely one of my favorite games of all time, Fallout New Vegas. For sure. Very good play if nobody here has played that.
Any Obsidian Studios game is a very good play.
Yeah, honorable mention, Outer Worlds. You mentioned that earlier. That's a very fun game. Kind of reminds me of like Fallout mixed with spaceships, but also kind of gives me vibes of the old like KOTOR RPGs.
Well, now I really enjoy that game. If Obsidian had much to do with Fallout 4, because I know they split.
Maybe. I mean, but it could also just be like the same people working like on that were working on New Vegas and Bethesda that just use the same stuff. But I don't know. That is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to wonder if this game still holds up, AJ. I mean, this game itself is not very old, but like the franchise as a whole. You said that you would play New Vegas, so that game like came out when I was in middle school. Does this game still hold up, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask. Does it hold up? How do you feel about it?
Fallout 4, I had a personal vendetta against for the longest time, and I think that's why I didn't play it. I played in the next Buddy Eye, we're going to do Gary's Mod, and I was playing this game called Gary's Mod and a game mode in it called Trouble in Terrorist Town almost religiously at the time Fallout 4 came out. For those of you who are uninitiated, Trouble in Terrorist Town is the OG Among Us. You'll find out next month. Anyways, when Fallout 4 came out, it was the thing that killed online gaming communities. Just almost entirely. It was the last time I remember getting on with my friends and hanging out and having a good time in like a server that was dedicated to just hang out and have a good time. Fallout 4 came out, all those people disappeared and they just never came back. And so I stayed away from Fallout 4 because of that, because it made me very sad to think about. And then now I put some time between that. I'm mad that I didn't play it earlier.
You're mad that you didn't drop your friends to play this game.
Well, I didn't have friends at that time. All my friends went to play this game. I just sat and was sad about not having friends. And then I found you roughly around shortly after that.
So everything happens for a reason. We've come full circle, and now we don't have to be friends anymore. Everybody, exactly. I've gotten AJ to play Fallout. This is going to be our last video. We really hope you enjoyed our run. It was good, something we've always wanted to do, but I finally got him to play this game, and now he's not going to be my friend because he's going to play Fallout all the time.
Or TTT next week. Oh my gosh, we're regressing. We didn't do this on purpose.
Going backwards.
So yeah, it holds up. Easily.
Awesome. Well, I think that's been Buddy Eye, our love letter to the games that we already know.
That's good. I like that.
You wrote it, so.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
But it sounded better in your mouth.
That's what they always say. I've been Caboose.
And I'm Major Fraser.
Sweet. You can find all of our social media and everything on the bottom. Should be in the same format as it was for my Outlast game, hopefully. If not, they'll be down there. If not, you can find our Twitters on our page as well. If you go to the front page of Constantine and Albatross, you can find both our Twitters up there. And we stream sometimes on Wednesday. AJ streams on Wednesday every time. I try to be there. Other than that, anything you want to plug there, little AJ?
So for the rest of this month, if you're watching this in October 2020, we're kind of just going to be uploading those Outlast videos whenever we want. So just be ready for more uploads than normal, more than once a week sometimes. As we finish that up, we get some spooky stuff done. I think we're going to try to stream a little more on like Left 4 Dead 2, some more relaxed games. I'm hearing more and more that people on like the Wednesday night stream really enjoy the more relaxed stuff. So maybe we talk about switching up some of that Far Cry, see what happens. Come on down.
Well, I think that's been a good video. And AJ, I think you have something to say to everybody watching.
I hope you all have a very, very good week. Life? What did I say? Both.
Both. Well,
I love that little kissy.